This lesson is about better communication. It's not always what you say, but how you say it that matters. Well, who doesn't know that? And who hasn't heard the old adage that it's easier to catch bees with honey than with vinegar? Treating others with respect is crucial in developing positive connections with clients, bosses, and coworkers. More than anything, words are the threads that weave the fabric of our relationships. One great challenge you will often face is how to use language that is clear but also kind. To master the art of language, you must understand the minds of people. Massaging the ego is not much different than greasing the wheels of a bicycle. It's going to be a lot easier to reach your destination with those gears oiled than if you set out on your journey without proper maintenance. Learning to state instructions or requests in an encouraging and respectful manner will result in greater success than if you bark out orders in a harsh tone. In the work environment, following are a few examples of ways you might turn insulting demands into pleasant or helpful requests. Insulting demand: get me that schedule. Pleasant request: could you send me that schedule? Insulting demand: call and get those permits right now. Pleasant request: would you mind getting those permits as soon as possible? Insulting demand: put that in a report. Pleasant request: it would be such a help if you could write that in a report. Insulting statement: I'll have to show you how to do that correctly. Helpful request: would you like me to show you how I do that? There's not always the need for formal pleasantries, but be aware of how you frame your commands. If you are the authority, then it will be understood that the request is an order. But any order will be greatly appreciated when expressed in a polite and respectful style. Another touchy conversation can be when delivering criticism. Spoken in a kind manner, you can accomplish far more than hammering someone with judgment and disapproval. Begin the dialogue with a positive comment, such as a compliment on their performance on the last project. Then, state that you mean the conversation to be a positive interaction. My partner Bill is a master at this. He always says, I want to share something with you, and I wouldn't want you to take this conversation in a negative way, which prepares the listener to hear constructive criticism and also shows respect. Use specific terms, avoiding generalizations like always or never. Be clear about the situation, and offer better options to resolve the problem in the future. Look at it this way. We all prefer to be spoken to in a kind and respectful manner. Aren't you more willing to help a friend who appreciates and respects you than someone who demands your help? This lesson is life-changing, but also incredibly difficult if it's not in your nature. The good news is that you can train your brain with practice until effective speech becomes a habit. The first step is to become aware of every word you say and how it's conveyed. After this lesson, practice noticing your tone and the way you speak when you interact with others. The first thing you'll observe is that some things just don't sound very polite or respectful, though you may not be able to immediately think of a better way to say them. Better communication skills will develop as you spend more time noting your verbal exchanges with people. You might try writing out some of the things you've said that you know could be better stated. In your free time, try to word those conversations in a more favorable way. Another thing to consider is that you will have a greater influence on others when you treat them with respect. Your impact will be lasting, and you will gain the loyalty of those who appreciate your approach. One last thing we should address is written communication, which is a little different. You should be careful to choose clear, polite language and a friendly tone. Proper punctuation and grammar are necessary if you want to be taken seriously. You will be judged by your professional approach as much as the content. If you feel your emails aren't coming across the right way, you may need to take a class on written communication. Now, go do your homework. You will benefit greatly if you spend time practicing the exercises we discussed. Make it a habit, and you will notice the positive reactions you receive from others who appreciate your style.